I got hopefully all my tools. I'm going to see how quickly I can build this birdhouse. And the sun is not on my side. So let's get to it. Stick around at the end. I'll show you the cut plans. This is for a race. Hopefully I don't crash and burn like that. "15 inches. There's one. This one's 9 1/4. Four inches. Seven and a half. Seven. 7 degrees. I was a little fat on my cut there. Okay. Now we're going to go 10 and a half inches to the 10 and a quarter. Yeah, I didn't write it down. But I want it to be about an inch difference between the high and the low point. This is a really common birdhouse. And I'll join you in just a minute. I'll say that's pretty close. back to 0. And I'm racing the sunset. I'm not going to glue this one together. Let's see. 6. Now I need another little piece because I want to lift this up off my surface. So I got scraps everywhere, but I'm just going to cut one. Okay, I'm gonna move the camera. Hey everybody, I'm kind of racing myself. Hopefully this is entertaining. I just want to make sure that I got this in here. I'm not going to mount it crooked. So I'm at like 12 and an eighth. No, that ain't right. 12 and 5/8. And we'll go by the end. Can't really tell if it's this or it's the bottom, but that'll do it. I don't really care. I just want some of it to extend beyond. The top of the birdhouse is going to be up in here. Okay, so I'm putting a little scrap piece in here. Oh, I forgot to cut that. I got to cut that end off. I got a bit of a cup in this board. Oh, no, I don't either. No, I'm correct. And then the front. Oh, that's the end piece. Well, damn. I wanted a little bit more clearance there for the vent hole, but I'm going to go with that anyway. It's still 1/8 of an inch for the hot air to vent out. Okay. Get my fingers out of here. Inch-and-a-quarter brads. We're hoping for no blowouts. Oh, this one's getting drilled and screwed. Well, I'm going to recut the bottom, obviously. I don't know how I screwed that up. That's what happens when you try to rush stuff. So that still gives them 1/8 of an inch. These birds aren't going to cook. My glasses are foggy or dirty, one or the other. Okay. So now let's redo the bottom. And so 1 1/8. 5 1/2 minus 1 1/8 is 4 3/8. And I cut that to 4. So much for my little riser piece. This worked out okay. All right, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to drill a hole down here, and then I'm going to drill through the sides. I'm going to put a nail in here, and this is going to hinge, hopefully, very well. I'm going to have to measure up from the bottom so both of my hinges are at the same point. But I'm going to shoot this base in here real quick, and then I got to drill this hole, and hopefully the sun doesn't set. Actually, I am going to leave that piece in there. I am going to leave that in there because I don't want to unclamp this. It's not going to hurt anything. As long as you got 4 to 6 inches from the bottom of the hole to the bottom of your the nest, that's what you want. So I know this is the height, so I'm just going to put that in there to pick my points up. And I don't want my thing to blow up, so I got to shoot it upside down. Now I got to put some through the back. I'm just going to eyeball this and then drop it. Let's do that again. I want to make sure I slope down a little bit so I don't shoot it through the top, because this slopes away. And there goes my microphone. I didn't put any in the front. Had a bad shot there. So that's 2 1/4 to the center. And that's 9/16 up. I don't want to mark this, so I'm just gonna. Oh shit. Well, see what happens when you get in a rush? I'm supposed to drill these. How many of you guys caught that? Well, damn. Got to get pliers. Now, I know if you guys were standing here, you would have said, hey, ding dong, you're supposed to pre-drill and put your screw in. I'm just going to put it right in that hole. I was looking for a flathead screw. I could not find one, so I'm going to replace this with a flathead later. Anyway, let's go back and start over. Looks like I was off on all my numbers on the bottom. Slow is fast and fast is slow. I'm going to drill it over here. You guys laughing yet? I'm running out of sunlight. The sun has officially set. That's far enough because I don't want to crack it. Hopefully this swings open pretty easily. At least it's not put in there. All right, so like I said, I wanted to measure up from the bottom. And I'm gonna put it at 7.5 inches. I brought this thing out here, but it's not a same size as the hole, but it's still better than nothing. We'll turn it over, put it in the hole, pull it back straight, and ride the side all the way down. And I didn't bring a hammer out. So we're gonna old school this for a minute. It's nice, it went right through one of the holes on my workbait. Okay, so 7. I'm gonna make it. I don't know how many minutes I've been going, but I literally just did a real short little introduction, said, hey, this is what I'm gonna do, and then I started. I've had a couple of little boogers, mess ups, I mean, like I almost did right there. I was pulling my measurement from the wrong spot. I'm gonna go ahead and drill this, but I just wanted to show you using a drill bushing is helpful. Craig, handy little thing. I think they're like $8. Well, this ain't gonna go in without a hammer. Well, just to call it finished. And 4 3/8 was about a 1/16 too much. And so I don't take too big of a penalty for delay of game because I don't know where my hammer is. I grabbed the first metal I could find. Well, hole. Drill bit. guys can probably hear me. Should be able to. And And so the bottom is an inch above this edge. So 5, that'll give me 5 inches. I could go a little higher if I wanted to. Yeah, if I pull up 6, it gives me 5 inches from the bottom of the nest, which is fine. And the sun has not set. What's halfway point of 5.5 would be 5.5 would be 2.5, 2 3/4. There's my hole. Forstner bit. Watch this thing catch, rip out of my hands and fall apart. There we go. The most basic birdhouse out there. All done. Can you guys hear me? How long did it take me? 29 minutes. So it's probably pretty safe to say, you know, you could build that in 20 minutes. But I wish I had let's check the swing on this, because realistically, probably cutting a chamfer on this edge would have been smart, or actually maybe even smarter to put the vent on this side. I just wanted it up under the roof. That might get too much water in there. Oh, and I got to drill some holes in the bottom. I was going to cut the corners off, but I forgot. So let's see how this dude swings. I can tell from here. My holes are, well, maybe they're not off. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. I'll take this screw out. You get the point, though, how it's supposed to, if it won't swing, the logic behind it. I mean, you could buy clasps and all that kind of stuff if you wanted to, but yeah, it still works just fine. Turn this into an owl. Do it on both sides. I'm trying to say those are owl wings. Anyway, there it is. Cool. I'll show you my little setup I got going here. I brought my workmate out. I have my job site stand for my miter saw. I wheeled my Cobalt air compressor out. Oh man. All right, well, let's see. I got 31 likes, 43 of you in here. I definitely appreciate that. Let's see. We got Amy Jo, we got Dalen, Cat, Baby Kisses, CD 777, Perry the Carving Wizard, Harry Newgrow. I wouldn't say I'm a box maker, but I can put it together a birdhouse. Red Prog, Roy. Nice little showing. I didn't know how many people would tune in when I said a speedy birdhouse build. I knew Amy Jo would. She asked me to go on tonight. I went on a little earlier, but I got this kooky idea to speed through a birdhouse as fast as I could build it and just do it live and see what happened. Red Prog, Tom Skaggs. Mark tries to carve. I'm going to scroll back down so I can join in. Oh, I just passed by Knuckles. Hey, thanks, Mark. Yeah, let me go grab it real quick. In case we got some latecomers. I mean, this is the most basic, but, you know, took me 29 minutes. Literally, I mean, you got to have some cheap stuff if you're wanting to sell some of these things. I mean, these are like 12 to 15 bucks, but you could probably get 2 of these out of 3, or I'm sorry, 4 of these out of 3 pickets. The hole sizes for these birds, if it's like chickadees, it needs to be 1 1/8 of an inch, up to 1 1/4. If you go bigger than 1/4, you get those, not sparrows. Well, maybe it is sparrows. I think you'll get sparrows in them if you go over 1/4 of an inch. But up from the top edge of the bottom, you want 4 to 6 inches. So, yeah, it's not bad. It's got a vent. And like this is screwed in here, but this is your clean out. I think if you wanted to batch these out, you could actually probably make them in about 15 minutes a piece. This is a birdhouse lino. It's for, like, I don't know, chickadees, bluebirds. I'm not much of a expert. 4 to 6 inches up. You want 4 to 6 inches from this surface up to the bottom edge of this hole. So I put mine at 5, and it's, so realistically, if I put a tape on this, I would probably be right at about 4 3/8 of an inch from the top to the bottom of the bird thing. I could have gone higher though. And some kind of fluffy woodpecker. I don't know what kind of woodpecker would fit in there, but I did read that fluffy woodpeckers like these, if you make them over 6 inches deep, then those fluffy woodpeckers will get in it. But that's functional. And I just left the dog-eared tags that were on there. You know, you could drill a hole in this, or depending on where you wanted to mount it, you could put a cleat on the back and stick it on the side of a fence if you didn't want to. See you, Josh. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Grumpy Laid Back Carvings. Welcome, sir. I think Amy Jo knows every single person in the carving community. So there it is. Did you guys have fun with this one? Night, Mark. I'm assuming Mark's hitting the sack. Actually, I think I could probably push that in a little bit. It's got a little bit of a taper on it. But there you go. And there's going to be a few more birdhouses. I've got like 4 of them in there that I'm kind of throwing together for a little bit more of a just a regular video on birdhouses. I got 3 different birdhouses that use the same size cuts, and I'm just kind of modifying them so you can have like one plan, and I'll show you like 3 different examples of what you can do. Night, Red. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Much appreciated. You guys are awesome. Hey, Joseph. I hope you saw the whole thing. That was a timed build. It took me 29 minutes from the time I went live until the time it was finished. I had a couple of mess ups along the way, but had to go look for some tools, but I was able to complete it. So, hey, there you go. You know what, Baby K? I do not know if cardinals are nesting or birdhouse things, but look at the sunset. See, I was like really running low on time. That was my pacing item. I had to get this finished before the sunset. Did you have fun, Baby K? Who? Newstrom? Somebody's going to give you the Yaga. Thanks, Amy Jo. Okay, there you go. I didn't know if they were nesting or housing birds, but it sounds like Perry knows. Yeah. Looks like my neighbor's coming home. Yep. See you, Knuckles. Thanks for coming. Hey, Knuckles, let me know if you went on Lowe's, and I'll look for it if you've done it yet. Oh, I'm a Lowe's sponsor. That's why I told him that. He's looking at clamps and stuff like that. For those of you that don't know, I have links on my YouTube channel. Anything that you should happen to purchase from that link, I will get a commission at no extra cost to you guys. Yeah, that's not a bad way to end the night, is it? I'm going to stand behind here and enjoy it with you. You can much rather look at that than my mug. Okay, Knuckles. Cool. Every nickel helps. Who else is going? Anybody else going on tonight? Let's see the house, please. Runic, my house? Oh, Birdhouse. I'm going to have to turn it around here so we get a little better. There we go. I got to raise it up so high to get it above the text. I don't know if the text shows up in the way of you guys, but I just put a nail in each side. I pre-drilled it, screw hole. I kind of screwed this up and nailed it on first, but that's the bird clean out. You could build 4 of these out of 3 pickets. It's like 62 inches long, or 58. I think it's 58 inches linear boardage. Oh, okay, Runic, cool. Yeah, that's it. Let's go back to sunset. It's just about undone. I love Menards. When I lived in Indiana, it was a game for me to go to Menards. When I was renovating, I bought a house for $29,000, and it was, practically condemned. And I gutted it all the way. I took out all the wiring, all the plumbing, all the heating and air conditioning ducts, ripped off 400 square feet off the back of it, had a foundation poured, and then I paid I paid people to do a lot of that stuff, but I gutted all the the plaster, pulled all the nails out. It was like 100 million nails holding that plaster in. It took me like 9 months, but my game was to go to Menards, get all those rebate coupons, and then see how many times I could go back each time they would reissue a check, and you just, kind of a waste of time. I've driven past that stadium about 5 times a year for the last 30 years. A buddy of mine's daughter's going to the UK. Okay, Kat, I see it. I'm ready to get off the phone anyway. The temperature has really dropped here. I'm getting cold. And I need to clean this mess up because I set up right where my wife's going to come home, and she's at the beauty shop getting her hair done. All right, appreciate it. I think I'm still down. Okay, all right. Amy Jo's in here. I must be back up a little bit. Hey, Amy Jo, Perry, you guys are welcome. Everybody's welcome. I thank y'all for coming, hanging out with me. It was cool. Yeah, I got to get into Amy Jo's Valentine's thing.